I think the biggest health challenge our nation and the global community faces are actually the ramifications of climate change and what it means to all of what it means to be living in the world today. The consequences on human health are pervasive and they extend across so many different domains. And what makes it particularly challenging, in my mind, is that it involves not only the biology and the medical sciences and the communities that we are familiar with, but it engages all of humanity, governments, leading health organizations, industry, to transform the landscape to make change in climate and human health possible. No one can do it on their own. So thinking about how we aggregate the stakeholders to make a huge difference in this area will be incredible. Let me give you a few examples about how I think climate change impacts human health. First of all, let's think about temperature. Something seemingly innocuous changes the poles, the climate, the ability for variations, extreme variations in natural disasters that have begun to occur that compromise human life and that we respond to acutely. But even more subtly, as we think about COVID-19 and what that has meant for human health, changing the geography and catchment area of different pathogens, hosts, and vectors to transmit in ways they couldn't transmit before. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we see. In terms of rising global heat, I think the consequences for crop growth, for drought, for water systems will manifest itself in ways that compromise human nutrition, that compromise our ability to grow crops, that compromise the way ecosystems are able to generate food for society from the most fundamental organisms throughout. So how do we make a difference in this area? It's enormous. And I think the National Academies of Medicine, together with the Burroughs Wellcome Fund, have prioritized this area. We see great opportunity here. One of the biggest we see is engaging the future of our children and students in the world to recognize this as a problem that they need to take on with us to generate innovation, change, and creativity around. There will be nothing more important. I think as well, we need to broaden our catchment of other stakeholders and bring everybody to the same discussion, whether you're involved in global economies and what climate change means for that, nutrition, or discovery, which is what I'm passionate about. So I think these challenges are exciting opportunities. And I think if we can do this, we will be changing the future for the next 100 years.